My name is Derek Joyner. I'm a retired dental surgeon. I practiced in London for 40 years, and when I retired we decided to go and live somewhere with a warmer climate, and after looking around many places, my wife and I eventually decided that Andorra was going to be the place for us. I went in to have my regular flu injection, which I'd had every year for the last 40 years with no problem. But for some reason, this time, my body reacted badly to it. I was coughing, I couldn't swallow, my speech was impaired, I couldn't really communicate, I couldn't speak on the phone.
The doctors were really nice in Andorra, but they didn't have sufficient expertise to understand what was wrong with him, as nobody had ever seen this condition before. And I didn't know how to handle him, what to do for him. I was pretty worried because he was apparently starving to death.
It had got to the point after I'd lost 22 kilos that they were contemplating a surgical procedure to feed me artificially, which is something that obviously wasn't an attractive proposition.
Mrs. Joyner contacted us on behalf of her husband because he was unable to speak, and described his problem and his situation to us. The image that was conveyed was of someone who is now in great distress, and our suspicion was that Mr. Joyner had developed a rare neurological complication which may be associated with the recent immunization. In order to establish this diagnosis, further testing was needed, but that wasn't really readily available in Andorra. We referred Mr. Joyner to the London clinic, where he was seen by a consultant neurologist and an ENT specialist.
They took over the whole administration and management of my condition, and a few days later I was in the London clinic.
The operation was performed on his vocal cord and things improved enormously, and he was able to speak again. He said, "I think I feel better."
Had we not done that, probably he would have ended up with a different feeding solution, which would have reduced his quality of life substantially. It certainly wouldn't have been what we would have wished for him.
When the situation arises, you know, you're very glad to have somebody there that's 100% behind you. I was very lucky that I had a wife that was caring for me and looking after me, and she was doing the speaking for me. No change.
Thank you, darling. Medix gave me confidence to be able to do things for him, and he was able to appreciate what I was trying to do because he knew that I had spoken to somebody who could definitely help with the situation.
I mean, if we hadn't have had the advice and help of Medix, frankly, I don't know where we would have ended up.
I don't think I could have done without them. I mean, that sounds a little bit over the top, but I really don't think I would have been able to cope because I wouldn't have known where to go, what to do.
It was just the feeling that we were having the best treatment available for what is a very rare condition.
This complication is extremely uncommon, and actually these kinds of neurological complications can happen after having the flu. So our recommendation is always have the flu vaccine. You're much more likely to get complications from influenza itself than from the immunization.
How do I feel today? I feel very well, thank you. Very well indeed.
You've even got a sexier voice now than you had before.
Well, I don't know about that.